Welcome back to the elimination bracket. The map this time is going to be the Boneyard. The players are me and YoloSwaggins, which is going to be pretty fun. I'm playing as the Conef here. My thoughts going into this were, wow, this guy beat Tren. Maybe I should actually be a little bit worried, and so I played as the Conef just because I feel a little bit better playing as them against the Coalition in the current balance. You can kind of use, blast drones and stuff to make things a bit more safe for yourself. It's always the Boneyard. Alright. I'll be back in a second. Okay, let's try this again. Anyhow, yeah, as I was saying, I feel better playing Conef against Coalition. Just as a little easier, blast drones can give you some nice utility, and the Siege Cruise is really good too. It's kind of a nice thing to fall back on if you go down the assault ship line, especially on a map like the Boneyard. Coalition... Oh no, YoloSwaggins, by the way, interestingly, still playing as the default Coalition colors. Wait, that's not interesting. Never mind. Anyway, he is actually here now, which is good. But yeah. Whoa, look at the dunes behind me. High quality textures right there. I feel like something is still slightly messed up, but that's alright, we'll move on anyway. A little note on format here, so we, of course, were the two players who won our elimination bracket rounds. So here we are again. And whoever wins this is going to play the person who was eliminated in the single elimination, in the non-elimination bracket finals, which in this case was Garmilator. And then whoever wins that will play with Grippy. So that's how it is. So there's still kind of a difficult... I don't know, like a very difficult tournament path still for any of the players here. If I win, I still have to go through Garmilator and Grippy, and he's got to go through me and Garmilator and Grippy and stuff like that. So, I'm thinking about what I just said. It sounded very hubris-y, if that's even a word, but you get the idea. It's gonna be tricky. Here I come in with a bunch of sand skimmers in the early game, just wanting to keep my opponent on his toes, if you will. I've got a blast drone too going off toward the side here. It's going to be a little sneaky, I suppose. Maybe I wanted to hide this from him. I'm not totally sure what the logic of moving on this side is, but we'll see. About 15 seconds to the turret, so nothing serious going to be done by these two sand skimmers right here. But these two blast drones could be actually really big if they hit the eco pretty strong. And they are definitely not going to be scouted, so he doesn't know. And in fact, there's 3 of them too, so. AAV fabrication coming out very early for YoloSwaggins. That's going to allow him to very easily handle these sand skimmers here. I'd love to see him make a support cruiser, perhaps. I'm not really sure, but... this probe... Oh, he's barely going to get killed there. I feel for you, man. These 5 sand skimmers running in here, getting some more chip damage on the space. Remember, it's putting a turret down now. And there's no way I'm going to be able to engage this turret, so I back away. Probably going to take 1 loss as I back off, though. Oh, the hero sand skimmer, but he does go down. 4 blast drones. That's when you know things are going to get painful, right? Let us see what they are able to do. And actually, pretty lazy on my side. I think I let him see that, so he might even know it's coming. Question is, will he be able to do anything with it, though? Here they come. The splits are very good, actually. Looks like 2 of them went down there. Yeah, I think it was only 2. So that's a really good damage mitigation, actually. Could have been a lot worse than that. Meanwhile, these sand skimmers poking in against this turret here, but they're gonna see, oh, there's an AAV. I really don't have any interest in fighting that guy, so they're all gonna back away. So it looks like it's been 2 sand skimmers and 4 blast drones for 2 salvagers. I think that's pretty much even, although it's a little difficult to say. Might be a little better for him, actually, as a matter of fact, because he hasn't really lost too much. He already had salvagers who were supposed to be mining here, so they were able to just take that up. And I, meanwhile, because I've been going for blast drones as well, I haven't even started on my second over there, so things not looking so bad at all for YoloSwaggins. I'm keeping I'm keeping pressure up here on this side of the map, kind of keeping him on his toes. If I could dart in and get that turret, I would love that, but I really don't think that's viable right now. But at any rate, I'm scaring him a little bit. It's making him, kind of contemplate his squishy future. But But with this many AAVs out on the map, he shouldn't really be pressured in his base at all anymore, so he can begin pushing out toward me if he would so desire. Refinery mode coming out here, so I'm going to be moving on to my second base pretty soon, and YoloSwaggins still no sign of making a production cruiser, and in fact his resources are still pretty low, so it would be a little bit of time before that started coming in. Probe is going to catch these sand skimmers, he knows where they are. This AV is actually weak enough that I could maybe even consider diving in to pick it off, and I'd probably lose like 2 sand skimmers for that. I guess that could go pretty badly though, so maybe it's a good thing I'm not trying that. Another blast drone getting produced by this base runner who did pick up an artifact. Yeah, I am going to dive on him. Not going to be able to get him here though. This guy, this hero, my life for ire, runs out there and just gets killed. Yes, that was not so convincing, but that is how it is. Never forget about that smoke. Let's see, there are assault ships out on the field now, and with one of these guys so damaged, and there really only be 4 of them anyway, that should stop this push before it really gets started. I'm probably going to be making another production cruiser sometime soon. But I am on 2 bases, which is notable. And this probe, spending way too much time on that base range, is going to get picked off. The assault ship's going to contemplate pushing in now. Blast drones for days, man. What more do I need, right? Making more of those. There is still a possibility that some damage could be done to the eco, but 2 turrets now set up is going to make that a little bit tricky. Look at that though, doesn't that just look squishy? Oh my goodness. Ooh. So I mean, like, 2 blast drones right there could do something pretty big. Only time will tell. These assault ships moving on this side of the map looks like they're going to be actually pretty out of position when these guys come in. There's only 2 assault ships here to deal with this. The base runner is going to see the blast drones. Here's a note to all players: when you see 2 blast drones get together like this, they're not just having a convention, they're going for salvagers, like almost guaranteed. This AAV gonna get killed here before anyone has a chance to smoke him off. And my assault ships have got high ground here, there's a 3rd one as well. This push doesn't look particularly convincing, but he's gonna go for it anyway. You never know, stranger things have happened, but there are 4 assault ships here already. The real danger for me is that it's going to take so much time to kill these that maybe he can come in and start picking up. What are these guys doing? They're not even shooting at all. You fools! Alright, well now it's going to be a 3-on-4, which perhaps a little bit more possible. And indeed, a pretty good smoke is going to zone off 2 of those. But yeah, the danger here is that he can possibly get in there, like into here, start killing salvagers before I have a chance to really do any damage. My assault ships are going to get pushed off there, the 2 blast drones not finding use for themselves. These 4 salvagers running in quite foolhardily into a whole bunch of AAVs. Missiles are coming out now. Easy hit onto this AAV right here. There's now 4 AAVs on the field. That missile misses. The salvager is really out of position, just getting picked down here. Nothing going on that side of the map here. And these 2 armored assaults getting a lot of value here, killing lots of salvagers. This is looking quite convincing. All 4 of the salvagers get picked off. In fact, he could still live if I don't take those assault ships over the hill, but I will. So I'm going to be getting my eco set back up here, but actually quite a lot of damage being done there. Now YoloSwaggins has another support cruiser coming out on the field, undoubtedly going to move on to this 3rd, and he's going to have his eco quite nicely set up. So very good job from him there. I gotta say, that was quite impressive. On the back of this, I do have 2 artifacts, so I'm feeling good about that, and I'm getting interceptors on the field now. Interceptors, of course, could take out these turret posts before support cruiser anti-air. Oh, look at that, it's already being done. Excellent read on the map right there. I wouldn't say that was so special, because like it's pretty obvious. Oh yeah, assault ships get followed by interceptors, especially by Con-F players, right? But like no, actually, like surprisingly often that doesn't happen, and then I end up just coming in, taking out a turret, and then blast drones come in and kill the eco. So very good, very good. YoloSwaggins clearly knows what's up, and he's making railguns too, which is pretty much the perfect counter right here. I'm gonna be somewhat happy about that myself, because of course interceptors gonna be able to take down those railguns pretty nicely. I'm gonna snipe his probe right here, make sure he doesn't get any vision on me. But yeah, it's going to be a game of avoiding these support cruisers as much as possible. Here come the blast drones. They're surveying the scene. They didn't like it. They left. Alright, never mind. Oh dear, interceptor runs right in the support cruiser anti-air and he gets taken down. Probably I didn't expect he had that already. So well done there. It's already paid for itself, almost. Not quite, but... Wait, I'm thinking pre-patch or post-patch? Actually, no, that didn't, right? Because interceptor's a lot cheaper than that. Never mind. Point is, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. These blast drones here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. But this turret, I think, would stop them from doing the eco damage. Unless they can make the run over to here without dying. I don't think that's possible. So... A lot of railguns getting produced here by YoloSwaggins. What's my choice here? Siege cruisers, looks like. But this is very much up in the air. It's still not clear at all who's going to come out on top. Unless, of course, you, I don't know, played in this match and already knew. But anyway. Look at these things. What are they supposed to be? Some kind of deleted cruiser class, maybe? I don't know. That's a joke, by the way. Production cruiser is going to find the probe but not do any damage. Happens pretty often. These two blast drones still chilling out here, just waiting for their time to strike. It's very interesting. They've been on the field for so long now. And not only that, but YoloSwaggins has seen them so many times too. I mean, it's no surprise at all that they're out there, you know. The smoke being used to ensure the base burner can get off of this hill without taking any damage, but getting to the extraction zone is going to be somewhat difficult. Probe gets sniped there by one of the interceptors. And there is already a siege cruiser out on the map. Both players on 3 base economy. I almost feel like YoloSwaggins should have tried to get some damage in there a little bit earlier, but he didn't. So we are now equal, economically speaking. A little bit of a feint here that I'm trying to go for, maybe, by making those air units. I honestly can't remember if that was my idea or not, because I've only made 2 of them. I've moved very quickly into siege. I mean, it might be the case that like he's not expecting siege so early, so I can kind of like fake him out that way, you know what I mean? And indeed, he's moving forward with his carrier. You know, we often get very aggressive with our carriers when we feel the opponent has like assault ships in air, but he hasn't got any anti-carrier units at all. But there is one here, as you can see. I'm using the barrage for some reason. I'm not a Con-F main, forgive me please. But I know it. The barrage is really not very good against carriers because it doesn't fire many shots, so that's kind of silly. Anyway, a bit of an awkward exchange there in the middle, but both players are going to back away from it. Another support cruiser getting made now by by YoloSwaggins. These 2 base blast drones move up here? Back. No! Okay, so I went for a hit down here, but as you can see, only one of them got through. That's what I was worried about. Barrages coming down from a second siege cruiser now, and there's 2 blast drones up here on this hill, but they get sniped by the mortar. Very nice mortar right there. These sand skimmers are coming in here. They're considering whether or not they want to go in there, but understandably they have cold feet about it. I would too, man. Turrets are scary. Powers are 3 come down on YoloSwaggins carrier, which is pretty relevant, but railguns come down for me, so I'm going to have some options as well. And the missiles from my carrier could do a lot of damage here if he gets any closer, so very wise of him to back away. You gonna go in or no? I guess not. Yeah, that's a silly move for me. I mean, I know there's stuff going on over here, but I really should be focused over there and doing some damage. Yep, I'm finally gonna get on top of it, but I could have been there much earlier. All of these salvagers were injured, like, earlier, but I didn't even go for them at all. Anyway, this is going to be pretty devastating, because, like, what is on the field for YoloSwaggins that can get down here to save the support cruiser? I feel like the support cruiser is just going to die. It could try to run up to this turret, maybe, but that's a big ask. And that doesn't have to do with the blast drones. I feel like those 3 blast drones didn't really serve much purpose, but a whole bunch of railguns here are going to do a lot of damage to the siege cruiser. It might go down, but it looks like it's going to get out of there. Oh, and a lot of damage being done with railguns now. The siege cruisers, they have way too much range. Look at that. Anyway, this support cruiser in the front of the carrier, I can't say I agree with that. I heard missile battery barrages. Oh yeah, looks like a bunch of sand skimmers got slain over there. But this carrier pushing way too far in, if you ask me. Indeed, there are missiles coming from my carrier now. Support cruisers are just going to get instantly brutalized. And there are heavy railguns here too. This is not where this carrier wants to be. And on top of that, another artifact was scored to give me some more power to work with in my missile system. I can take one out of the close combat weapon, put it into the missile system, and then have 4 missiles to work with. This is really not a good push. He does not want to be here at all, and it may even be too late already. He has powered up the armor. He's trying to get out of there, but there's going to be a lot of damage coming to this carrier here. I could also be firing missiles, but that's a different story. I don't know, almost looks like I don't even need to. Carries at 21%, and the entire army now for YoloSwaggins is falling apart right here. I feel like pushing in there really, that didn't do too much. Pushing in on this side, that's where I was weaker, but... the LAVs followed the salvagers back and got killed by the turret, that's pretty funny. Or sandscreamers anyway. Barrage is coming in here, I'm hoping that I can just kill off that carrier. That's not going to be the case. The Space Runner, no, I swear, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. He's not wanting to die here. Actually, he might even get out. Oh man, oh, look at the mortars taking out heavy railguns. That was very, very good. That was very, very good. But I don't think it's going to be enough. In fact, look, Mag Accelerator just now coming down. There's just... You know, there's the Con-F carrier right here. Could really be shooting missiles, Bozocow. You should be doing that kind of stuff. But there's also 3 siege cruisers right here, and I feel like that's gonna finish things off pretty well. A bit of overkill on that support cruiser, but that's all right. A little overkill never hurt anyone, except for the one that was killing. And now suddenly 4 siege cruisers and a whole flock of heavy railguns gonna be chasing down this wounded carrier like a gazelle in the forest. It gets chased down by the cheetahs who are just gonna brutalize it. I don't know, I really feel like YoloSwaggins had a good opening there, but it seems like he squandered it a little bit. These barrages are going to do massive damage. Might be enough to end it right there. No, clearly not. I guess with 60 power, no, 100 power, oh my goodness, or 100 armor. 100 power chips, no, 100 armor, that's going to be difficult, so... Yeah, siege does not do much damage if you've got 100 armor, but railguns do, so it's a good thing that I researched that and mixed those in, otherwise this could have taken a much longer time. But that's the game. You know, my biggest critique of myself in this game is like, dude, just hit X. You know what I mean? I had so many, like, I think I could have killed this carrier like 2 minutes ago when it was over here if I just was spamming cruise missiles on it. I'm not a Con-F main, okay? Don't look at me. But my big critique for YoloSwaggins was like, he had me basically, you know, where I was on 2 bases, he was on 3, and he had a bigger army than me. He could have like come in here and made sure I didn't get a 3rd, and then pushed on my 2nd again and again and again. I think he could have actually won that. But that is alright. I'm going to be moving on then to face my old foe, Garmilator. We have played many times. And that is going to be that for YoloSwaggins.